Guys, you are highly welcome to my channel once again today. In today's video, guys, I am going to actually walk you guys through on how you can trade volatility 75 index profitably and successfully with this simple trend line strategy that I'm going to share with you guys here today. So this particular trend line that we are talking about is what most of you do not even pay close attention to, but it really matters if you can understand how those trend line works, and then when you need to take your trade, when you need to wait for the trend line to pull back to the same zone that you needed it to. So that is exactly what I'm going to share with you guys here in this particular video. And if this is the type of video that you want to watch whenever I share it or whenever I like this, do wait to join me as I welcome you to my system, so I share the information and the strategy and the trend line, how it works with you guys. In today's video, guys, I am going to quickly share with you guys how you are going to trade volatility 75 index with these smart instructions. All right, so the first thing that you really need to do here, guys, is you need to mark this your chart with trend lines. All right, so you need to mark all the necessary zones that you needed to mark, and that is how we are going to trade it first. And before you start marking, this is how we are going to do that. All right, because most of you don't even know the particular places that you really need to place your trend line. First thing first, go to this candlesticks here. Once you go to these candlesticks, you click on it, then you change this your chart pattern to line charts. Then you pick your trend line. This is connecting the lower low and this higher low here. You can see this here, so which we are going to drag it this way because what we want to explain here is still very fresh, guys. So I want every one of you to understand this clearly, because this is how you are going to get your trend line accurately, so that you will not draw a trend line on where you are not supposed to draw a trend line on. Now, after drawing this your trend line, you can see that we connected this particular the beginning of this trend and this particular bounce back here. All right, so now you go back to your chart and change it to candlestick, so that you will be familiar with what you actually know. So now, after drawing this particular trend line, the next thing that you need to do here, already you have seen that this market moved from this particular zone here, and with all his movement, it came back to this particular trend line that he drew. That is to show you that whenever let me just make this clear. Whenever you draw your trend line perfectly and the market bounces twice on it, the third one, either it breaks below the trend line, which will be a change of character, or it continue going up, and that is where you're supposed to pick your trade as a sniper entry zone. All right, you just don't need to it will only need smart people or smart traders to follow this trend right now, as you are seeing it right now, and make money from it, which I am going to share with you guys how you are going to follow this particular one. If you are a smart trader or if you are a smart learner, you can follow this small one that you are seeing here, and you still make money ahead of you waiting for the market to come back to this trend line and do whatever the market is going to do here. All right, if it breaks above this, if it breaks below this particular trend line, once the market come back to this trend line, that is fine, you are going to sell. All right, that is a change of character, you are going to sell. Then if it bounces on this and start going back up, that is the best time for you to open your position on a sniper entry and roll it to where we are going to mark next. So after marking this trend line, the next thing that you really need to do is for you to mark your high and your low. All right, which is you pick this particular horizontal line, you place it here, because this is our highest that this market has gotten to within this zone here, and then you go back there and pick it and place it at the lowest, which is this place here. You can see double bottom here. All right, so that is as simple as that, guys. It's just simple way whereby most of you supposed to be making money trading this pair, but you are afraid, or you do not even know how to go about all these things that I'm explaining to you guys here. So if this is what, or if you are getting value from this particular video that you are watching right now, be sure to smash that like button, guys. It's very important for this channel to grow. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, also smash that subscribe button. It will help this channel as well. All right, so now if you are looking at this here, you'll be asking yourself, what am I going to do with this? Already you have seen that this market moves from this particular zone. As the market descended to this particular support level here, which is where the market formed this particular W pattern that you are seeing right now. All right, which is where the market formed the W pattern, which is our double bottom here. The market moved back to this our resistance zone, which is the highest that has gotten to within this zone. Then it pulled back to this our trend line. Now you'll be asking, why didn't it pull back to this particular support here? Listen to me very clearly. This is an uptrend. All right, this is an uptrend. So if the market eventually comes back to this particular place and breaks this below this particular place, because this is what most of you do not know, if it breaks above this particular place, that is when you are going to sell. Even if the market is on uptrend, you are going to sell. Once it breaks below this, you are selling should be you say at this zone here, your TP is going to be at this support, because once it breaks this particular place, it's coming to this support here straight. It's as simple as that. So if you are getting value from this video, do not forget to smash that like button. By so doing, you to be able to push this video to others that are searching for valuable content and valuable video like this that will help them trade volatility 75 index profitably and successfully. All right, so now let's go back to the video. Now the next thing that you need to do right now that you have seen this is do not forget that this is for a daily time frame. All right, so I am just trying to show you what you really need to know about trading volatility 75 index, because just as I said earlier on, most of you are misunderstanding all the whole information, or you are mixing up all the whole information that you are gathering on YouTube, and there is no way you are going to trade with all the whole information that you are absorbing on YouTube. You just have to know the person or the step by step on how you are going to make use of those information. Now, if I said that earlier on, that if you are smart enough, you will be able to actually trade or follow this particular trend that is going up. Hence, it has bounced on this particular trend line and is now going up back. How are you going to do that? You pick your trend line here, you mark it. All right, look at it here, you mark it. Simple. You mark this particular one here. You can see that we have formed another channel within this particular small movement that is going up. So how are you going to do this? If you go to your lower time frame, which is, let's go to our 4-hour time frame and see for ourselves what we really need to see. All right, because all these things that I'm sharing with you guys, if I do not want you guys to make money with it, I cannot be sharing this information with you guys. Now you can see the small channel that we marked up here. You can see that the market started from this zone here. You can see what we are saying. All right, sorry, I'm trying to perfect this. Okay, you can see what I am saying. The market started from this zone here, it bounced back on this. You can see multiple rejection at this zone here. All right, to show you that this is a strong zone, you can see multiple rejections at this zone. Now that you have seen that these are now that you have seen this multiple rejection at this zone, you can see that the market come back to this trend line, this small trend line that we play, this small channel that we place within that daily time frame, and the market moved from this support of that trend line to the resistance, and it came back. All right, look at this rejection, but this rejection failed to get to this trend line. All right, you shouldn't consider this as a market as a price that bounced on a trend line. All right, so now you can see that the market did all it can here, and it moved back to that same resistance line, and it came back and failed to touch this trend line. Pay very close attention to this. Whenever the market fails to touch all this trend line, do not consider it as a bouncing of a trend line with price action. So this is the real one here. Look at this here. So you can consider 1 and 2 as when the price bounces on this trend line. So the third one, either it breaks above this or it breaks below this. If it breaks above this, it means you are going to join the trend to what we spot on higher time frame, which is our daily time frame, and you ride it to that resistance that we draw, which is this particular one. Let's go back to daily time frame and see this. Right, okay, let me go to 24 hours here. You join it and write it to that particular place. You can see that here. This is what we draw on that daily time frame. All right, you can see that here. So if it breaks above, you will join the trend and ride it to this resistance. But if it breaks below, you join it and ride it to this trend line here. Do not try to ride it down to this place, all right, because all these things has its own way of movement. All right, so once it breaks below this, you ride it to this trend line, and if it breaks below this trend line, you are going to place yourself and you ride it down to this support line. That is exactly how you are going to trade volatility 75 index and make a lot of money. And if you are not getting what I'm saying here, do well to ask questions in the comment section, and I will definitely answer your questions. And that is how you are going to trade every one of those pairs out there. Just use the brain, the IQ that I shared with you guys here, the brain and the psychology behind what I shared with you guys right now here. Use it to trade any time frame, guys. Just do your analysis on any time frame with this pattern, and you'll be able to trade and make a lot of money from any of these pairs. All right, so that is how it is. And if you want me to mentor you on how to go about trading all these pairs, do well to use the number in the description of this video, and I will definitely be happy to assist you on how you are going to trade all these pairs profitably and successfully. And before we proceed, do not forget that mentorship programs are not for free, guys. Do not come to my DM to ask me if I can help you to grow a small account, or if I can help you that you don't have money. If you don't have money, keep doing what you are doing. All right, paying for mentorship program will only record in your brain that you have committed yourself, and you need to be serious about how to learn and understand how this thing works. Tomorrow you might be the one to teach others that are coming up. All right, so do yourself that favor and take the opportunity while it lasts. It must not be me to mentor you. You can enroll on mentorship program somewhere else, but I just want you guys to understand the knowledge and how all these spells works. So with that being said, guys, and also if you want me to if you want to grab a copy of my books, I'm going to leave the link in the description of this video as well. And do yourself that favor and grab a copy of those books and go through it. It will really walk you through on how you are going to understand how all these spells works. All right, so that is how it is. And also be sure and be clear to stay safe from scammers that are using my name and my videos to scam people. Do well to stay clear from them. All right, so if you are not getting any of my contact from the description of my video, I cannot drop my contact on the comment section or so. All right, so do well to follow all these instructions and help yourself be safe. So that's how it is, guys. And just as I said earlier on, if you are getting value from this video, do not forget to smash that like button. It will enable this video go viral to others that are searching for it. So that's how it is, guys. Signing out. All it is. Peace.